Welcome to another episode of TMM, wherever you are watching from in the world. Buffet, so it's the Media Meltdown. Welcome. My name is Benson Strax. I'm your host, and it's the very first episode, 2025. We did shoot an episode, didn't work out. We had a couple issues and hiccups, but we are back full swing. And man, there's a whole lot of stuff that's changed. There's a whole lot of stuff that we want to bring to the show. It's going to be a great one. So I'm not going to waste too much time. But before we move on, you know where to find us. The social media handles will pop up right on the bottom here, guys. And, follow, subscribe. It's mahala, man. The subscribe button is mahala. Don't stress about the figures. But like I said, there's a couple of changes, man, on the show. And the very first change is that we've got 2 new team members on the show. And I'd like to introduce the very first one. It's my boy. We've been homies for a long time, and it's
since
about
childhood.
time. Yeah, since childhood, and it goes by the name of Wolf. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce our new co-host. His name is Wolf. Like I said, I'm rolling with the pack. That's good, dog.
Good to be here. Thank you, guys. Just a humble man here to cause some trouble.
100%.
Disturb the internet a little bit.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Yeah.
That's about it, man.
Ah, that's dope, man. Look,
I'm your Robin. You my Batman.
Kazi, anytime.
You see?
You ready to scruffle? We'll take them out.
Getting ready to go in, bro. Blood in, blood out.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But yeah, bro, I just want to say shout out to you for actually coming through and doing this with us. I think it's going to be another part of our journey that's going to be super, super dope. I can't wait to see the type of content that we actually end up delivering 100%. To the world. Yeah. And that's not the only change. We've got our boy in the building. He's the voice behind the camera. One of the voices behind the camera. He goes by the name of NQ. Ladies and gentlemen, NQ in the building.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. What's popping?
All's good. All's good. We're just here to think outside the box, give you some fresh perspective. So if you're one of those outside of the box thinkers, we're taking care of you today.
Yeah, that's what's up. But ladies and gentlemen, that's NQ. He's also come through. NQ, shout out to you, man. Appreciate you coming through and, joining the team, seeing the vision and being a part of it, bro.
Yes, sir. Only a blessing.
Yeah, we got a household name on the show. You know what it is, the man behind the cam. He goes by the name of Big Shad. What's happening, Shadow?
Hey, what's up, Kazi? How are you, bro?
I'm good, man. 2025? What's happening?
2025, we had an issue with the first episode. We actually got a copyright strike. It was uploaded, ready to go, but unfortunately, it's one of those things, bro.
And it was some killer things that we were talking about, too. It was a heated one.
Yeah, it was definitely a good episode.
Definitely.
100%. But yeah, man, copyright strike or not, we're going to carry on shooting. We're going to carry on delivering. Man, that was a long-ass intro, but it's the very first one. I had to introduce the boys. Boys, welcome to the show. And let's just jump straight into it, man. There's been a lot of stuff happening. Our president signing a bill. The Land Expropriation Act 2020.
2025.
2025. Okay, the note said 2020. I just thought it was like a title was given or something like that.
Yeah, maybe I sent it to you at the typo. My bad.
Come on, Ryan. Come on. But yeah, man, that story has been a very heated debate out here. We're seeing a lot of people having a lot of things to say about it. But do you just want to break it down real quick for us? What exactly was happening in that situation?
Okay, so in 1975,
yeah,
the then government created the Land Expropriation Act. So what expropriation basically means is that the governments have the power to take privately owned land away for the benefit of the government, or essentially the country.
The public, basically.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what they say. That's what they state.
So in 1975, the bill said they can only expropriate if the buyer's willing and the seller's willing. Meaning, I'm offering you X amount of money. Do you want to take it? No? Cool, I'm not going to take your land. With the new bill that's come now, kind of works exactly the same structure, except now there's a different option.
Yeah.
Now they can take your land for free.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you own a piece of land, let's say you buy land somewhere and it's just a plot and it looks abandoned,
Yeah.
they can take it away without compensation.
That is insane. That is crazy.
If there is any suspicious activity that let's say they suspect criminal activity, they can take that land away from you. So drug dealers out there, better sign your house over to your mother quickly.
Better sign your house to your mother, because but what is the purpose of this bill? Is this bill now going to benefit South Africans? What's happening?
On paper, that's what they want. They want to find historic places where things that have created our history, like heritage sites, if they see land that's going to benefit infrastructure growth, they will move in for expropriation.
So basically, it means these guys can come through if they feel like you are not meeting the certain standards and take your land, right?
Correct.
Now, is that not gonna hinder the economy? Why I ask that is because then I feel like it threatens the ownership of land security in South Africa. Like, you could own land, but tomorrow you could wake up and they're like, this is our shit,
100%, you're right. But one thing is, the government is going to do what they like, whether we like it or not. We don't get to vote the new bylaws or laws. We vote for the president. He chooses his cabinet. Cabinet make the choices. So ultimately, it's up to them, not us. But with this expropriation of land, their biggest argument is this land is covered in historical injustices that whites did against the native
natives,
people. It wasn't our land. I'm not from here. So the government, and rightly so, the whites did come and take the land that wasn't theirs.
Yeah.
The only hiccup now is, how are you going to reimburse the people? What rate are you going to reimburse them at the going rate when you sell and buy houses, like on the markets, when you're buying through an estate agent? We don't know. Are they going to give you below what your house is valued at? It's still relatively new.
Yeah.
So I think now that the bill is signed, they'll probably sit down and have a meeting and hash out, these are like the finer rules of it. Hopefully they make it available to us and we know more on it.
Yeah, it's a tricky situation because as well, DA spokesperson, Karabo, I'm not gonna say her surname because I'll butcher it, right?
I'm not even gonna attempt it.
But she's the DA spokesperson and a parliamentary member of the DA, and she's come out and said that the process to get this bill passed kind of is flawed, right?
Shady. She's saying shady in a nice way in the media.
In a political way.
Yeah,
she's saying,
sure.
So
she's covering her honey a little bit.
But I look at it and I'm like, look, they say one province voted against, which was the Western Cape, and then 4 other provinces. Those 4 provinces voted for, right? Which was KZN, Mpumalanga, Northwest, and the Free State, right? But these provinces combined don't make majority, right? So how does this bill pass if not everyone voted? That's my question.
That's a very good question.
Yeah.
I wish I could be a fly on the wall in a parliamentary meeting, not the televised ones that we see with all the theatrics and stuff. I want to see the one where they behind closed doors. But in respect to that, I would assume that maybe the president gets a veto if, like, let's say they come to a loggerhead and not either side is winning, the president gets to decide and vote. I would assume that. Yeah. That's how I would run a democracy,
And I just want to find out from the guys, NQ, Chad, just tell me, do you guys think What do you guys think of this bill? Is it a yay or a nay? What's popping?
So personally, I choose not to get too involved in politics.
I was expecting something along those
Yes.
lines.
It's too chill.
Yeah,
to be politics.
And Q's the one guy you're like, politics.
I'm not big on politics. I'm more of a believer of if I want change, I start in my community and then we work our way out of that, starting from the ground upwards. But it's not even philosophy. It's just a way of life. Like, it's so easy to wait for some savior to change things, but sometimes you just need to start and make those micro changes yourself, based on whatever states your community is in. Yeah.
My question to you is like, do you think it's all right for the government to say in some situations, because that's a broad aspect to say, you know?
What did they say? They said it is. With the equitable compensation, they want it to be fair.
Yeah.
They do. And I'm sure the government do want to be fair. But let's also be fair with our government. We know what our government has done to us in the past.
Yeah,
is this another way to get money to fatten their pockets? Or is it true and we're actually going to see some new infrastructure and growth, because we have the capabilities of being a first world country if managed correctly.
True. But that's why I want to ask that question to NQ, is that, like, do you think it's all right for them to add that factor of saying there's situations where they might not compensate you? Because personally, I feel like it's not fair, but like, I don't know, like you just give us like your take on that.
I think my take on that is we'll wait and see, and we'll see action. That's what I want to, guys. I stand very hard on this. Like, we can say beautiful things all day, we can all write poetry, but if we don't see the actual, exactly, if we don't see the actual change, I think let's see on what they can deliver, and then we start talking on that front. Okay, cool. This is what they're falling short on. This is what they can improve on, and then we work on that. Because if we just talk about results at the end of the day before we actually make the action, that's we've all been through that numerous times.
If they do actually move forward with this, they must expropriate Nkanda first, bro. we can put something there that's gonna make us money, not cost us money.
Yeah, so let's wait and see. We have faith.
Come after us small guys. Go after the fat cats.
These guys, you started in Kandla. That's hectic, dog. That's this guy. Yeah, but I get you, NQ. Like, I think it's more of a situation where we're gonna see what's gonna happen first and foremost. But for me, guys, I'm a little bit like worried, because then it feels like we should even be trying to buy land, if you can afford land. You know what I mean? Like, and you know how big land is, and obviously how
costly it is.
Exactly, but
especially for the middle class who work 9 to 5 jobs and don't live in the lap of luxury.
100%. But yeah, guys, so I think those are the things for me. But I just want to find out if you guys are. Do you think South Africa is ready?
I don't.
For a law like this?
I don't.
Chad,
who's going to manage that?
Hey, my thing is how they're going to do this, bro, because land has changed many hands over the years. Like, whether it was whoever had it first, let's just agree, like the Bushmen were here first, other O's took land as well. So who's this land going to go to? Who's it going to benefit? How are they going to do it? And like, who's the first land that's going to go? Because I don't think it's going to go over too well with some O's,
Especially
but also
that's what I'm saying, bro. Let's be realistic. The Afrikaans O's and like the O's on the farms and that, bro, I don't know if they're going to give up their land.
That's why the Western Cape voted nay.
100%. Those farmers will band together. They'll make their own. They'll put a wall around their province.
O's won't get
and
food.
And they'll be their own country after that.
Yeah, they won't. O's won't get food, bro. I don't know. It's a scary thing.
Orania, yeah. No, but
Orania.
Yes,
bro.
I think what's also important is we also need to look at the facilitation, like how it's going to be facilitated first, right? Like, how's this going to be allocated? Who's going to be who's going to do it, and who's going to keep that person accountable to make sure that they're following the right guidelines.
Yeah.
Because we can also draw up all these, policies and so forth, but who's holding the person who's issuing these policies out to the mentioned people correctly, and who's holding them accountable?
Yeah.
Like, we can't have the police without the hawks. We can't have, but that, each to their own in terms of how they're actually performing, just mean theoretically. Like, we always need to have accountability so we can perform things the way that we said we would,
I think the Scorpions should assign you to the task. You seem diligent enough in the matter.
I will send me,
For someone
Baba.
who doesn't like politics.
Send me through. I want results.
Taking heads, bro.
NQ's our detective, dog.
Hey, I'm telling you.
NQ's our detective. But guys, a lot of crazy stuff. Look, man, I think before we move on, I think this bill, first and foremost, I think we're all standing at a point where it's already signed. We're going to have to see what happens, but I think Uncle Ramaphosa needs to kind of like let us know what he's going to be signing.
Yeah.
I know it doesn't
And
happen.
he should actually like send out a news bulletin 5 days in advance before he goes for the land, and he must mention, like they said, that whose land they're taking, just so the rest of South Africa can mentally prepare themselves for what's about to come.
That would
Because
be
to
crazy.
be honest, whether it's whites, blacks, Indians, we got a lot of Chinese here too.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter whose land it is. If you're going to take it without compensating them, I doubt they're going to give it to you very willingly.
Yeah. I think it's going to be very messy. But before we move out of this topic, I've got a conspiracy theory, right? This is my conspiracy
listening.
theory.
Oh, yes,
right?
we are all ears
Land
now.
Expropriation Act conspiracy, right? I believe these guys, I think it's just like a plot to a bigger plot. You know what I mean? I believe there's some land that is worth something that is in play now with the big dogs. And they've been probably trying to acquire this land and been having problems because it belongs to people. Because if you look at this bill, the only thing that's changed from the one in 1975,
Flags are going off in my head.
you
as
know what
you're
I mean?
speaking. As you're
Exactly.
speaking.
The only thing that's changed with this land expropriation bill is that null at the end. Literally, is that there's a possibility that you might not get compensated.
Yeah.
So that's my conspiracy. Because the only thing that's changed, it's still willing buyer, still willing seller, right?
Mm-hmm.
But hey, we'll take it and we might not pay you.
Is there any historical literature or anything about the Drakensberg Mountains? Because
Yo,
now you say there's conspiracy. You know the movie 2012, where the end of the world comes?
yeah.
Their like end of the world bunker was in South Africa in the Drakensberg Mountains.
Kazi, but we're going to the Drakensberg for holiday.
Are they not trying to
there in
expropriate the
December.
Drakensberg Mountains? What do they know that we don't know?
That's the thing. That's why I'm saying this to me just feels like, and you know that like I'm super glad that a law that was created back in the apartheid era is gone. I'm super glad about that. But bring in a bill that's gonna, that it seems
That's
shady.
going to fatten our pockets and not the government.
Exactly. I feel like that bill's a little bit shady, dog.
100%.
So
100%.
that's my conspiracy theory, guys. I feel like there's a bigger play when it comes to this land thing that obviously us as the minority won't know about. But yeah, guys, I don't know. Do you guys have anything else on that topic? Are you guys moving on?
We will wait and see.
We will
wait and see.
My
But
man.
hopefully we also are like informed somewhat as to what's going on. Like we have more information in terms of that, because I think it's like a blanket statement. It's not very specific as to if anyone can come and like, okay, cool. Like we can come to your house at any point and raid it, regardless of what's going on.
Yeah.
If we want juice, we have power, we can always use the law to get what we want. And the conspiracy theory is so true. I mean, how many countries have gone with like policies and invaded other countries and painted off as something else? Meanwhile, you find out 15 years later that they were mining. They were mining, and it's like,
telling you now, there's a play, bro.
so it's very, very possible in the way that the world is going.
The
GNU.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, it's all those guys, bro.
gen-
They're planning something. They're just telling us one story, but when they're in that
Yeah.
meeting, they're talking other stuff. I'm telling you.
I'm telling you,
Their
dog.
media guy handles what we hear, bro.
Exactly, dog. I feel like the DA, right? The DA, they taking legal action, right? Come
What's
on.
it gonna do?
Come on, my
How
guy.
many times you gonna lose to the ANC guys? Come on.
No, but besides that, my guy, like I'm just like I feel like it's just like they're making us look the other way while there's another play. Oh, well, no, we're not getting
they're
along.
all teammates.
Yeah, they're all teammates, dog. They, at the end of the day, they gotta leave that boardroom with one kind of goal,
Yeah.
in mind. But look,
I just
man,
wish it was the same as every other South Africans. We want to grow.
we, Kazi put, no one's got time for you here in the bottom. They all eating up there.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, guys, again, man, I don't know how you guys feel about what's happening in the world when it comes to, I think we see it a lot in football. We're seeing it a lot with actors, your top guys, the guys that are making big dollar, things like false accusations. We look at a talent like Mason Greenwood from Man United as well,
Yeah, he even got kicked off of the Man United squad.
Exactly,
sold.
and how do you guys feel about those false accusation cases where guys are found innocent of accusations made by either a partner or a former partner? Where you guys with that?
Hey man, it's a tough one. I've never experienced it myself. Besides, the regular thing during breakups. Oh, he's a dick. But sometimes I am a dick, guys. So fair. It's fair. But yeah, man. There's a South African dude, Cedric Shezi. He's in the news again now. Back in 2003, he was convicted to a life sentence for raping his daughter, Pinky. I think her name was Pinky
Dube.
Pinky Dube.
Yeah.
She took her mom's surname.
Yeah.
So he's been in jail ever since. Now, Pinky's mom died in 2007, not long after Cedric went to jail.
Khululile Dube was the mom, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, Pinky's apparently been suffering with depression for what she's done and stuff. So she went and came clean and said she actually lied. She was coached by her mother to say these things in the court to get him locked up.
Shit,
for
that's
reasons she doesn't
crazy.
know. She was 8 at the time.
That's crazy. That is wow. So wait, this guy gets sentenced for raping
a
his
child.
8-year-old daughter Pinky,
Yes.
right? And Pinky then is 8 at the time.
Yes.
He goes in for 10 years.
Yeah, he's been in Westville prison since. He's
Gee
joined
whiz.
gangs.
That's wild.
He's lost teeth.
That is wild.
You know what they do to kid rapists in jail? That oak had a hard time.
Yeah, no, I've been
have a
inside
hard time.
those places.
been in prison? What's
no,
going on?
no. My family worked in law enforcement.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
have a long line of that. So walking
No
into
wonder you're so informed when it comes to that type of things, eh?
so
It's in the blood.
yeah. So you have to be. So the more you go into those spaces and you see I think prison is very glorified from the outside. Once you go inside, it's not society. It's not the way that we see society. So that's a crazy place. Isolation is one of the highest forms of punishment.
Right,
Because we are social animals and we need interaction in order to grow and it's a human need,
It's natural
So
from the moment we come out the womb.
and that also begs the question how valuable is a man's word in these interactions. I'm sure he had a way to plead this. I didn't do this, but because there is such a sensitive gender that's involved. How many times have we seen this happen continuously? And how do men get a voice, or how do men go and report things like, I'm being abused. I'm being, as a man who's masculine, I'm being physically abused by my partner.
Yeah.
Will that be heard?
I don't
No.
it won't be
Or will
heard.
they laugh at you?
Because and that's such a good question, bro, because it goes back to what you had said to me earlier, is that the thing now is that you look at, like you say, all the things that now come into play when they find out that this guy
Yeah.
is innocent, you know, and even the prison itself, what it does to the person and all that
He's
shit.
changed. How's he gonna get a job? Yes, they're gonna release a statement in the news, which they have, saying he's innocent. You know, he got out on bail. He still has to go through normal legal proceedings, go to court, get an actual
Yeah.
verdict saying you're exonerated. So that's still going, but he's out on bail. He says he has no animosity towards her, but I mean, how can you not?
Yeah.
Maybe his animosity is not to her, maybe it's to the mother.
And I just think, like, as well, like, the one thing that really, really stresses me out is, look, like I said, that's why I posed the question to you guys as to how you feel about, like, these false accusations. Is that what then happens, bro? Right? Like, I'm now 10 years in. You know, I come out. Yes, the government does what it's supposed to do. Give me whatever they give me. You know,
It's not going to be a lucrative deal, but you'll get some compensation.
What then happens to the person that has laid these allegations upon someone? Because I feel like
There should be recourse with it.
there has to be repercussions, bro. Because, like, even marriage has become a hustle.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm for real, dog. Like,
For
marriage
real,
is a
it's
hustle
like a
now for
job
honeys.
for
Yeah.
a woman, bro.
Yeah, for honeys, like it's a hustle. What's 5 years with the douchebag?
100%.
You know, and that's that's what's going on in her head, because you know how they say women will, when she breaks up with you, right? When a woman breaks up with you, she's already been broken up with you. She's just that
Before she did it, yeah.
You know-
She's been deciding it for months, just waiting for the opportunity.
exactly you
Like
don't
a lioness on the prowl for
yeah,
its prey, bro.
you don't wash your plates and the relationship's over.
done.
We're done. It was like,
I'm
what?
sick of this.
Exactly. You know, so like that's my thing. I feel like women are getting away with a whole lot, bro, when it comes to this, because the typical example, we look at your top guys, even people like Andrew Tate, you know, just like, you know, not wanting to get married, you know, those type of things. But definitely marriage is a hustle for women now.
Yeah, my wife hates Andrew Tate. And I say it's just because he spits a lot of truth.
Yeah, he spits
and
the
she
truth.
doesn't enjoy it.
He spits the truth. But yeah, like that's my thing. Like, do you guys agree with that marriage has now become a hustle for honeys?
Definitely.
You agree?
100%. I agree.
Yeah.
Look at Pep's wife. She's sitting in the lap of luck. She never has to work a day in her life.
Kyle Walker. This chick is wanting some gnarly numbers, bro. Like gnarly numbers. Like,
How long
like,
were they married for?
oh, bro.
Not even long.
Dude, I'm sure it's like just in the 10-year range or just under, you know?
Yeah, now she wants to retire.
No, but Kyle Walker's been smashing these honeys, dog. He's been laying that pipe
been
because he's got
dodging
lots of
now.
babies, bro. He's got lots of babies. But that's my thing, man. Like, these accusations, they happen. I'm labeled a rapist either way, whether they
Innocent or not.
or not. But
People will always have their doubts.
exactly, you know. So those allegations are career damaging. Mental health for guys is a big thing, man, because we don't have people to go to and cry to, you know,
You
type
know,
of thing.
and I'm sure all of us have like a story that we've gone through where we have a friend who's been accused. I'm not ruling out the people that actually are performing these things, which is unacceptable
100%,
whatsoever. We don't support
100%.
that, stand firmly against that. But there are a lot of guys who,
Against GBV.
yes, and there are also a lot of guys that have been wrongfully accused. And I know from a personal friend of mine, he was just telling me the other day that there was someone, like a girl that had accused him of rape. And at the time when her mother got there, and she was like, she always does this, you know? And it's like sometimes they are so used to the fact of crying wolf and people coming to their aid and maybe even getting payback at someone, not realizing that this is someone's life.
Yeah.
This is, if they get charged, like the case you're talking about, this is time. And what is value for time? I mean, people work so hard all their lives to get money and just be well off, but what is it for? You know, like, time is the most valuable thing, and if you take away someone's time and you put them in a very terrible environment, you take away their life force. Like,
Yeah.
how do you recover from that from a man? as a man.
He's probably going to join a gang or something, or
You've
into
got
the
to
same
survive.
gang he was in jail, just on the streets now.
Exactly. I mean, we can, as men, just speaking as men, we can. I mean, men really struggle to get off significant breakups, significant marriages. What is years of your life taken away because your spouse or your partner wanted to do something malicious against you, and there is your daughter or your child involved in that? Like, what is the price, or what is the recoil on emotional damage and character? Like, this is abuse, you know, abuse of his character.
100% abuse.
But we need to also like commercialize or just make it make the public aware of the consequences of doing these acts.
Yeah.
Because only then can they understand that it's not a card to play whenever you feel you want to get back at someone, because this is someone's life.
And that's the thing.
Someone's brother, someone's son.
The paybacks are so crazy. Like that hun that had a dude in a suitcase. They were messing around, right? And this hun, I don't know how they ended up playing a game where the dude ends up in a suitcase. She zips him up, right? And
saw the video. It's wild.
you saw the video, right?
It's wild.
Dude, it is some wild, gnarly stuff, right? She zips him up. So it's still a game in the dude's head. He's already in the suitcase. And then she just doesn't let him out. And he starts tuning. Hey, you can hear him in the video. I can't breathe, you know? And she's chilling there, you should have thought about that before you cheated on me. Yeah. The guy died, right? The guy died. So what I'm trying to say is, like, women, I think for some reason it's like women nowadays are like extra emotional and extra evil type of shit. You know what I mean?
Because they like watching all those serial killer movies.
Yeah.
Find me one girl who's not obsessed on serial killer movies.
It's always the sweet ones.
all those dark erotic novels where rape fantasies. You know, it's one thing to fantasize about it, but in retrospect, you don't want to be raped, because 9 out of 10 times you don't leave a rape alive.
You see, that's my thing, dog. It's like, you're right with what you're saying, but my biggest issue, Ryan, here is that guys are not getting that platform to, like you're just saying. We can't get to the cops and be like, yo, this is what's happening. It just becomes like a total disaster, you know. But then someone being
what did you do to make her hit you?
Exactly, you know, like this 8-year-old kid. Woman needs to stop being evil. Woman, you need to stop being evil. Like, an 8-year-old kid should not be coached to say things like that, first and foremost, whether it's dad, brother, sister, cousin, you know what I mean? It's just
definitely,
and it takes so much away from the kid and the parent, you know what I mean? Whether it's the mother or the father that's not there because of the other parent, you know, it takes away from the kid that relationship, that bond, you know, that time, those memories that could have been created, you know. So, like, women need to just stop being evil, bro. Like, it's just
I've also got a side perspective on that, but we also need to understand that now it's very hard for us to compare women from the past to women from now.
Yeah.
Because there's so much more that's like contributed to women being as hard as they are now, like as hectic as they have to be, and now taking a lot of dominant roles, you know.
That's just
like,
because men are getting softer now.
No, you know what it is. You know what I think that also because of the way the economy is going, men are unable to provide for their families as they used to. Now, instead of one person going out to work, 2 people are going out to work. Women are very good decision makers, yes, but I think that they also are emotional beings. So the way things used to be, this is just my opinion, the woman would be at home. The woman would be at home.
What do you mean, in what way?
Because he's talking about emotions. That's something I don't do.
I just needed to double check that, dog.
But yeah, so like the woman would be at home and use that emotional intelligence in order to help with the leadership of their husbands who are thinking more logically, right? So micromanaging those things within the household. And without that balance and the way both parents are going out to work, basically children are being educated by like public figures and social media. And Cocomelon, you know, I'm a teacher,
Kids
you
are
know.
past Cocomelon stage. I'm happy, bro.
Exactly.
What are they
So
watching now?
there is also a lot that's disadvantaging them to actually be in their feminine energy and just be like nurturing as we are used to, like our mothers bringing us food, bringing food for the boys, you know, just always having that nurturing thing because they had the time, you know. Now they're just so stressed out with work as well. They have to. A lot of them are like the heads of their family as well, because of the opportunity gap also with men, you know, and there's just a lot more on their shoulders. So it starts from somewhere also.
And another thing for me, like that I've picked up, like when you hear all these stories in Q, like on the internet, you know, I feel like the self-diagnosis that women do. I'm depressed.
Yeah.
I'm bipolar.
Yeah. Or
You know?
they call you a narcissist.
And then you ask them what narcissist means, and
Yeah,
it's just
I
like
can't tell you,
crickets,
yeah.
dog. You know. But like, yeah, for
Because they watch too many reels on Instagram.
before we head out of this, I just want to ask you guys one by one. I'll start with you, Ryan. If you were law, what would be the judgment for someone who has made allegations on someone that are false?
Well, I would probably seek justice and say you need to stand accountable now for ruining someone's life. Maybe not give them a life sentence, but like maybe, you know...
What's the number? Where you at?
I'd say 10 to 15 years.
Okay.
With option for parole after 5 with good behavior.
Okay, so you're still keeping it here.
Yeah. I
yeah.
mean, he did 10 years. It's only fair she must
Do something
similar.
Yeah.
know?
Not the daughter, but the mother.
You know, now he literally has to start from scratch.
There's got a lot of work to do.
Who knows how successful he was before, you know?
Not even from scratch, to be honest. That's starting on a back foot.
Yeah,
big
because
bag.
now he's
Big.
labeled a criminal.
Yeah.
Whether we like it or not, if you go and do a search like most employers do nowadays, they do a credit check and a criminal
background check,
record
yeah.
and all that stuff. So they're going to see, hey, boop, he was in jail for 10 years. It says he was exonerated, but what did he do in jail? Because they
Accused of rape.
They do bad things in jail just to stay alive.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know what he looks like, if he was big, small, but I know what they do to rapists.
Yeah.
They're not fond of them there.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
So he must have done stuff to stay alive.
Yeah.
So as a hypothetical employer, I would see that and probably say, hey, this guy's not for me,
Okay, yeah.
Even if he had a degree from before he went there.
It's just that stigma
It's
now.
just that stigma. That's going to stick with him now. It's going to stick with him now forever.
Yeah.
And I feel sorry for the dude, man.
Yeah, it sucks.
I feel sorry for South Africa and our justice system for failing him because they went solely on the testimony of an 8-year-old girl. No rape kit was performed. No nothing.
No eyewitnesses.
As his defense lawyer, I would quit my job because a
You
rape
failed
kit
him.
would have been the first thing I would have requested.
You can't just
to
go off the
prove.
testimony of an 8-year-old. Yeah.
Where's the physical evidence? Where's blood on his clothes? Where's anything? I mean, children are so moldable. I've got kids. You've got a kid.
Yeah.
We know kids do what they're told.
Yeah, 100%.
And
They're very repetitive. Yeah.
Her mother said, tell a story, and she did. And
told the story.
unfortunately, that story had a very sad ending.
Dude.
Happy ending now, luckily, though. But
Yeah. So
was
with you,
a
it
dark
would
one.
be 10 to 15.
with the possibility
Ability
of
of
parole
parole.
at 5 for good behavior. You
yeah.
got to go and fold some sheets there, man.
NQ, if you were law, what's your sentence when it comes to someone who's falsely accused someone and
Yeah, I think in this case it's very difficult because the mother has passed away.
yeah.
So
you can't-
how do you backtrack
main
from that?
person.
You know?
But I think in this case, if the mother was still alive, she would have to be held
Yes,
accountable. You know,
because
so,
the child is a minor. They can't really be in trial on anything because they were. Yeah.
What's the statute of limitations on this as well? Because maybe it's too late and she can't be prosecuted.
Yeah.
That's also another angle.
100%.
Yeah, I
What's
think
your
it's
figure?
it's very. I think it's the same. 10 to 15. I think equivalent to
What he did, yeah.
Yeah,
An eye for an eye.
Eye for an eye.
Yeah, it should be the same because I mean that's time taken away. It's not like you can compensate for that. There are a lot of rehabilitation programs in these shows as well that are really good for the
Maybe she
guys.
doesn't have to go to a maximum prison.
Yeah,
Maybe put her in like a, I don't know, like a
rehabilitation.
like medical board,
Yeah.
like a psychiatric hospital or something.
Yeah.
You know, because she's also going to need some help mentally
100%.
to get past this. Bro.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chad, if you were law,
Kazi, are you saying that the mother that falsely prosecuted the husband is dead?
falsely accused.
She died
dead.
in 2007. Yeah.
But if she was,
Hey.
if that person is hypothetically still alive,
Yeah.
what
but
would your sentence be?
I'm just saying, Comma's a bitch, and I just feel like whatever the man got, the lady should get the exact same. I do agree. Maybe she should also get mentally checked while she's in
Yes,
prison.
for sure.
But yeah, bro, whatever the guy got, she must get the same.
Yeah,
you fucked up his life. You see, joined gangs and this and that. You would never have had to do that if it wasn't for all
Maybe
this.
he had a lacquer smile. Now he's missing teeth.
yeah,
man,
sure.
you know?
And the
Shame,
stuff he
bro.
had to do. So, guys, if I was law, yeah, I'm not even playing with you guys. I'm talking life sentence up in this. I'm talking life sentence. up in this.
Injustices against man.
Yeah,
Life.
bro. I'm talking life sentence up in this. It's not like they're gonna be in a male prison anyway.
Yeah, for
you know
sure.
what I mean. For me, I feel like it takes away. There's so much that gets ruined. You know, a kid in high school that could be a bullying tool.
All his aspirations he had for
Exactly,
life.
could be a bullying tool. The mental illness that is suffered by both the child and the father, and you know what I mean. So for me, it
Years
would be
missed with your child.
yeah, exactly. So for me, life sentence, but with the possibility of parole under good behavior. I think maybe around say 10 years, because like I say, it's no longer just spiting the person that you pissed off at.
Yeah.
You know, it's now also a money thing. It's a gold digging type of tool. You know, but yeah, that's for me. That literally just kind of sums up how crazy the world is
I'd like
right
to
now.
keep my finger on this story just to see
Where it
what
goes.
kind of settlement he gets from the government. Because when he goes to court, they're obviously going to want some compensation.
100%.
I'd like to see what 10 years gets you.
But before we move on, I do have a conspiracy theory with this topic as well. What do you guys think? Maybe seeing as the mother's gone, the kid was 8. You know, she wants to kind of like be with dad, so she comes out. They come up with this plan to swing this story that she was coached. The
So
mother's
you
not
think
there anymore.
maybe it actually happened.
Maybe it actually happened.
What's that?
Because look, think about it.
That's
She's visiting dad
Hey.
in prison, right? Let's. This is just like
We're going to have to go to Westville and go check visiting.
exactly the
visiting
visitation
records.
You know what I mean?
Go to medium B.
That's a very good idea, bro. Maybe she was visiting. Now she's being coached by dad. Get me out of here.
Get me out of here. This is what you can say.
I'm telling you. Tell them that your mother told you to say that stuff.
Yeah, that's my conspiracy theory with the
Anything's
Cedric Shizzy.
possible in South Africa.
Anything's possible.
Anything.
Yeah. So Ryan, what you got for us, bro? What do you got for us? Trump, your favorite bra. Your favorite Yeah. What's up with Trump? What's happening with Trump and him cutting people off and so on and so forth?
So let's start it off with this. Since Trump got inaugurated, he's got this whole new philosophy. America first. He said in his words, America first. So yesterday, he signed this new bill, the Lake and Riley Act, which cuts off financial aid to 47,
Countries, African countries.
yes, 47
Yeah.
sub-Saharan African countries where the United States supply financial backing into the development of HIV and AIDS medications.
Yeah.
So since the funding started in 2003, we've seen a massive decrease in the percentage of people carrying AIDS and HIV in our country. So the bill is PEPFAR, PEPFAR. So this funding if it was taken away from us, like he signed the bill yesterday.
Yeah.
Fortunately, today, the U.S. State Department put a halt on this act.
Yeah. Because the nigga's crazy.
Crazy. If this funding stops, they predict between 500,000 and 600,000 deaths in the next 10 years in Africa due to AIDS or HIV-related deaths. Since the inception of this bill, they've saved over 8 million children.
Yeah. Yeah.
And by saved, I mean that these children have come from parents that have AIDS and HIV, and they've been born
HIV free.
HIV free. Imagine now, without the funding, what's going to happen?
But
AIDS is going to
explode, yeah.
explode. That medication is kind of put a halt on it. It's gone from 14% in 2017 to 12.6% in 2025.
Yeah.
That's a 2% drop, almost more, in what?
Couple of
Years?
Couple of years.
8 years?
But why is Uncle Trump doing this? You know, I was good with him taking like transgender males
100%.
out of female
I
prisons.
actually enjoyed that
Yeah.
until he mentioned South Africa.
yeah.
Don't come after us. What did we do to you?
Like I was okay with him taking these transgenders out of female prisons,
The transgender inmates in the female prisons get
transported to the male.
Yes, to the male one.
If you
Is
point
that what you
biology,
just said?
if you yeah.
See, I was trying to listen to both of you.
But that's what happened. Is I liked that. I liked when Trump was like, "Look, I'm taking these transgender, these men turned women from female prisons into male prisons because they are biologically men."
Yes.
Then he starts mentioning taking aid that
Yeah.
aids us with AIDS.
Yeah. He even mentioned he's going after the ANC's offshore bank accounts.
But why the sudden interest in? Because look, one would think that he's just been elected. You know, he's just come on.
Trying to make noise.
You know, yeah. But one would think that he'd be doing the total opposite. Second time in
Also-
doing better than the first time.
Also, just remember, South Africa's aligned with BRICS, with his Russia and that.
And he
South
doesn't
Africa,
sponsor
Exactly.
South African has been giving Russia weapons and stuff like that. Like a ship got
Are you
caught in
sure?
Cape Town. I'm pretty fucking sure. I'm pretty sure, dude. They seized the ship or something.
Cooking first Thabo Mbeki with the army airplanes and stuff.
So, but like it goes back, bro. Like Russia's had a hand with the ANC. They helped them through apartheid.
Yeah,
and
the
stuff
Russians
like that.
wanted
So-
to help us with atomic energy here. They
Yeah,
wanted to
Putin.
make
So that's what I'm
atomic
saying, South
energy
Africa-
plants so we could have flipping electricity.
needs to watch who they align themselves with. Like, yes, Russia was, you know, they helped them through the apartheid and stuff, and they got their alliance and that. But now also with
Politics
Trump
gone, guys.
is helping.
I think
No, but guys, I can't help you. Then when it's time for you to help me, now you want to go the other way. I would
Yeah,
be pissed if I was Russia. I ain't even
For
gonna
sure.
cap. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing. Like it will all come down to, oh, they funded you, but we helped you when they almost took your shit. Which one weighs
I
more?
think
please?
I think as a country we're just in such I don't know, we're just
Disarray.
going through so much disarray as a country. We don't really have a lot of say power. We're just like, yo, bro, I owe
Army's
you a
not
favor.
what it used to be.
I owe you a favor. It's cool. I'm returning the favor. You know, I'm not really taking any sides. Yes, I'm signing to the BRICS, but hey, yo, US, you know, it's still good, right? You know, that's basically where we are, and I think it is related to the BRICS quite a
It
lot.
would be a different war if they didn't bomb and they tried to invade us.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
look at the riots, bro. Look at Amams and Tosi where we're from.
Yeah.
Look at how people banded together to stop the looters coming there. we will fight for this land.
We can fight for this land, but hey, like it's just such a tough battle. But like, bro, I don't know. I feel like our government is turning South Africa into a baddie. You know what I mean? Like, pick a side, man. Like, it's like
we're going heel now.
You know what I mean?
We're going heel.
It feels like South Africa is like one of those countries. You know that innocent girl, but she's still a baddie. She looks innocent. She looks innocent, but in
she's
the
out for the benefits.
Secrets behind doors.
100%. That's what it feels like. We're taking money from there. We're taking money from there.
Trump just declassified the JFK and the RFK files. He's making us look at that because we've never heard. Like now we can go and investigate and see stuff we haven't been allowed to, so that we don't see what his plans are with South Africa.
Fuck. Look, man. Like I think that aid is not just gonna kill people, but it's people losing jobs as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I think the United Nations will step in at some point and say, look, we need to fund it. Africa's the biggest continent in the world, you
100%.
100%.
I think he's well within his power, to be honest. I mean,
but
US
we'll
first.
Just get the funding from the Russians.
No, the thing is, US
they got
first.
lots of money there,
USA for USA. If Africa was for Africa, who would we be?
That's where we should be.
Who would we be?
Imagine.
Because someone said on the way here between the gents, it's 52 states that complete
America, and there's
America.
54 countries in Africa.
In Africa. But again, we know that
with all our resources, we could rule the world.
The world won't let Africa become one. That's the thing. They will fund the death of those projects to the max. You know, I think we know what's been happening in history. I'm not even going to mention names. You know exactly who it is, you know. But the idea of Africa banding together is, as soon as they hear that.
I think you mentioned something about that. Someone already tried it in the past.
Wasn't it
Muhammad Gaddafi?
Gaddafi was.
And what happened to him? He got popped.
He got popped, exactly. He got capped, bro.
Speculation.
Yeah, you see, it's speculation.
Allegedly he got popped because of that.
They expropriated him from this land, my bro.
You know, but that's the thing. I feel like Africa is in too deep, bro. If we had to do anything of that nature, which would be to come together, it would have to be in secret.
Yeah.
100% in secret. And when I mean like in secret, you catch a snitch, he gets stitches.
And
he ends up in a ditch. You know the story.
That's some real secret shit.
Because
you
bro,
don't just get a clap for that.
Because I feel like, like I'm saying, bro, man, Africa being united is just, I personally believe is unbelievably powerful.
100%.
Yeah, you know, but unstoppable. But look, Africa could be a household global powerhouse, you know, something along the lines of our champ, the one and only, the world champ.
DDP,
Baba.
Dricus du Plessis.
You know, Dricus in the house, Ryan. UFC, I know you're the biggest Dricus fan, you know. So
I wouldn't go that far, but
I think
I'm up there.
I personally believe
I would say I'm patriotic.
Bro, you do not mess with anything UFC if it's not DDP. and then after that, it's the biasness of what flag are you wearing? Because we've got DDP, right?
Yeah.
In the UFC, and who's the other fighter?
Cameron Simon.
Right. So I don't even know Cameron, but I'm rooting for him, you know?
Yeah, he hasn't fought in a while, but I'm sure he'll
7
be
months,
making a comeback or something around there.
So you've been following the story crazy. Yeah.
It's on the lips of everyone who watches UFC. Like we mentioned in our first episode that we couldn't actually air.
Yeah.
It's the rematch. They went to decision the first time. To cut it short, Sean's got sour grapes because he lost.
Sipping wine.
Since losing,
Dricus
has gone on to defend his belt against Israel Adesanya, who Sean lost the belt to, and finished him.
Yeah.
Made him tap.
100%.
So Sean's coach, Nick, he says this is personal now, which they kind of made apparent last year. In the first one, they said it was personal.
Yeah.
So it's always personal for Sean.
Yeah.
But a lot of the fighters now look, Sean is a good fighter. No one's taking that away from him. But just like Israel Adesanya and Robert Whittaker said on their podcast, what can Sean bring that's any different? He only fights one way. Dricus is an all-round fighter. He can strike with you. He can wrestle with you. He can get the submissions. He can get the KOs.
Yeah,
he KO'd Robert Whittaker. He submitted Israel Adesanya, two of the greatest middleweights of all time.
And my thing is as well, like with Dricus, his attack is also very unpredictable.
100%.
Just aside from his defending, but like I feel like his attack is you could never predict what's coming next with him.
Israel Adesanya said he's the shittest best fighter in the world.
Yeah, 100%. So it's UFC 312, right? 2025. It's in Sydney, Australia.
That's it. We're gonna have to wake up bright and early for it.
But the thing is, man, the champ's been defending. Bring it to Africa, bro. Like Dana, bring it to Africa, man. Like
so, Dana wants to bring it to Africa.
Yeah.
He wants to have it in South Africa, but none of our stadiums have a roof. He wants a big arena. We've offered him all the RCCs, all the normal places where we host concerts. We had Green Day here 2 weeks ago. We've had Eminem, we've had Snoop Dogg, we've had all the big names.
Then they must.
The thing is, they have a production just like us in the studio.
Yeah.
So they want all those lights, camera, action, the visuals. They want to give you the full effect, like you're in Vegas on a Saturday night watching UFC.
But guys, come on.
Uncle Gayton must come to the
Uncle
party.
Gayton must come to the party and
Please,
put a roof
buddy.
on one of the stadiums.
Yeah, quick and sharp, man.
You know. But yeah, guys, the Dricus thing.
It's
for me,
massive.
It's massive. I think he is. Look, he's not as iconic as the Springboks, but if he keeps going at this trajectory, he's going to be really, really big.
100%.
For
Next generations.
for the next generation of UFC fighters, for the just for the morale of other sporting codes in South Africa, because that's what I feel like the Springboks have done. You know, I feel like the Springboks doing so well has kind of like that is spread out to other sporting codes. You see Bafana playing really good football
100%.
now. You know, we see the women's game as well getting better. I've been seeing a lot of the cricket. It's looking good. You know what I mean? So I feel like DDP.
South Africa's winning everywhere. Maybe that's why Trump's upset.
Exactly. Maybe that's why Trump's like, man.
Imagine if we played American football. They wouldn't be the best anymore.
They wouldn't let us play.
You couldn't call it American football then.
They would never let us play American football
Never.
as like Africans from Africa.
Rugby players playing that sport.
Bro, and I see these videos on TikTok and YouTube. These American footballers thinking they can come in and convert into rugby.
It's a different animal.
It's another game.
It's like rugby players trying to play water polo. You won't live through two chuckers, bro.
Exactly.
Like it's hectic.
You know. But again, it's that American ignorance and arrogance that kind of comes up in conversation sometimes, you know, how Americans are like, you know,
To be-
soccer, but you were the last people to play the sports and you're telling us what it's called.
What it's called.
You know what I
100%.
mean? That's the Americans for you.
To be honest, I've had some good feedback in terms of like American players and American people respecting rugby, because they understand the physicality about it. There's
crazy.
no
There's no
seatbelts. There's no seatbelt, my brother.
There's no
You go
pads,
skin
baby.
to
It's you,
skin.
helmet.
You, your skin, your bone, baba.
Yeah,
That's it.
and we
Both are
ready.
equally brutal.
Yeah.
If you're looking at injuries that occur during the games, look, the rules differ. You know, you can throw the ball forward. I mean, imagine rugby if you could stand on one side and just throw the ball to the guy waiting
was
by the
getting murdered.
poles.
Nominate our enemies.
Yeah. We'll just make Langa go stand down that side and we throw him the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, and in football, you can tackle the guy without the ball.
Yeah.
Where's the logic in that?
Yeah, it's a weird sport. But
I wouldn't mind being a blocker. Smart to be the oak who runs into the other oaks trying to tackle my my receivers and stuff like that.
But my thing is, guys, with Dricus, man, that's what I'm saying is Uncle Caton McKenzie needs to stop with all the pointing of fingers and stuff. and actually try to get us the UFC here, even if it means it's a temporary roof. These guys have got the paper for that, you know what I mean? And then my thing is as well with what I was saying is that Dricus is literally on the trajectory to be just as influential or have some sort of a similar influential reach as the Springboks. You know,
he's definitely on his way there.
Bro, I love the fact that he's not just a champion. He's the world champion. You know what I mean?
And he's loved around the world. The Australians love him. Absolutely love him.
But you guys, what are you saying this time around? Submission, knockout? I know DDP is going to win. I'm not even going to ask that question. It's DDP, but how do you guys think it's going to end with regards to in the octagon?
I think Sean is not a pussy. So he's not going to tap. He would rather go to sleep. He'll go out on his shield.
So it's going to the wire.
So if Dricus doesn't knock him out, I think he's going to put Sean to sleep. Probably around the 3rd or 4th round.
Okay. NQ, where you at with this one?
I'm very tapped out from the game. I'd like to make an informed comment on this, but I haven't looked too much into Sean. I know Dricus is a beast.
Yeah.
I know expect the unexpected. And just his mentality as well. I don't think he's going there to put half a show.
Super confident.
He's super confident. And guys know his presence. He knows they know when he's there.
I think he's 7-0 in the UFC at the moment.
Yeah. So I'm keen for Dricus. I know that he's got a good fighting chance. About Sean, don't know too much about him. Maybe that's a good thing. I'm South African and I support my boy all the way. That's all it is.
And where you at, Chad? Where you at with this one? Do you feel that the OG Dricus is going to take it with submission or a tap?
I haven't checked my UFC stats as yet, so I need to wait for the fight to come into play.
Chad's got a PS5, guys. That's what he's talking about.
It's actually the editing, guys. As the video guys, we're always editing. We have real life to look at.
Where you at with this
but
one,
I
Chad?
think Dricus is going to do it. I think it might be a split decision, or I think Dricus might knock him out. I don't know. Sean is very, very tough. It can go a lot of ways, but obviously stand by the boy Dricus.
Okay, for me personally, I feel like Dricus is taking him out. It's either one of two things.
Business.
I think he means business. I think Dricus is growing into champ shoes now, you know. And another thing for Sean Strickland that's a problem. And sorry about that, guys. Something that's another problem for Sean Strickland is that he's in a cage with a Pura and a Pura Makaplan.
Hey, that's it, my man. That's it.
You know, so it's good luck to the champ this weekend.
We'll definitely be supporting you.
100%, you know. We all for the champ. Bring it home. Keep it at home, because it is at home. Keep it at home.
On African soil.
On African soil, you know.
It's probably made from African gold.
Yeah, from African gold, you know. The only true African champion.
That's
you
it,
know,
man.
training out of Africa.
Breathing African air.
Breathing African air, you know. But look, man, Adesanya and the rest of the former champs are also true African champs. But that line from Dricus, man, it got Adesanya nice. But ladies and gentlemen, like we said, good luck to the champ. We're going to be rooting for you, man. And shout out to everybody who's subscribed to the channel, everybody who's come through and supported the channel all the way to where it is now. Don't forget to like, subscribe. It's mahala. And I'm going to let the boys say peace, and then we shut it down till the next one.
Thanks for that. I like your enthusiasm. It seems I'm rubbing off on you a little bit, getting the UFC into the podcast. It's good. Yeah. Like you said, Dricus, we wish you all the best, bro. We know you got it. We're going to be definitely celebrating on Saturday at my place, very early in the morning.
100%.
Sunday is a day off, so we can...
we in it to win it.
We in it to win it, just like you, bud.
Yeah.
Good luck. I'm out, guys.
100%. NQ, anything? You heading out? Just signing out? What's good?
Hey, we're signing out. We're going back to real life. You know, just being on the show is something to look forward to. I mean, it's so informative. Just even as part of the panel, you know. We always learning, so I think it's very exciting. But unfortunately, it's come to an end. Until the next one, I will stay witty. I will stay on my feet, on my toes, and yeah, hopefully we can do this again
Well
constantly.
informed on criminal law.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Big shed. You've been calling wrap up time, but you're out there. You don't got your mic. What you gotta say to your people before
man's
we
behind
head
the
up?
camera, bending.
Go buddy.
No, not much to say, bro. Just support the boys. I think it was a good podcast, good show. But yeah, we'll be back next week and we'll bring you more content.
That's what's up, ladies and gentlemen. See you on the next one. Buffet too. You'll find all our social media handles on the bottom, and from your boy Benny Strax and the rest of the TMM team, the Media Meltdown. We'll see you on the next one, and stop being